And welcome back to Janky AF. You know, there's nothing quite like having a nice hot cup of ramen noodles on a misty, rainy, ethereal morning and contemplating all the things in your life that are changing. For example, this little farmhouse here is where it all began for me. I started Janky Painting and Toilet Company, LLC, met friends, business partners, and lovers. It all came together right here in this little abode. And now it's about to be torn down. And then, of course, there's the transit. Lemon drop, the honey wagon, the magic school bus. And it's a sad, sad day today because the transit is departing us. It's going on to another adventure, the chariot. And it's a sad, sad day because the transit is leaving us. I am trading it in for another vehicle, which I will reveal later. We'll explain why we're trading it in, what's going on, and the whole hullabaloo and situation. We'll show you documenting, sort of taking some of the mementos from it. Including this mirror, the window to the soul. So the spirit of the transit will live on, and what else can I say? But to you and to the transit we say, Janky do thanky. The lemon drop, the honey wagon, the magic school bus. A little backstory. As you may have seen previously, the transit recently broke down on the side of the road. The overheating was due to a water pump failure, which was really the straw that broke the transit's back, so to say, because the vehicle had not passed inspection for over a year. The old snow chunk on the windshield trick to hide the outdated inspection worked for a while, but now I couldn't drive it. Over $2,200 later, it wasn't overheating anymore, but did still have a litany of problems, including a hard pull to the right, bad rear shocks, a traction control light that recently came on, and a very loud humming noise from the front end that was likely wheel bearings. Inspection issues aside, I was looking at several more $100 and perhaps thousands if the catalytic converter or other emissions-related parts needed addressing to finally pass it. And I hate to admit this, but for as great as the Transit was as a compact work vehicle, it didn't make the best daily driver. It was loud and rattly, even without the shocks and wheel bearings. The stereo was among the worst I've ever experienced in a production vehicle, and for being so small, it didn't achieve great gas mileage either, being factory rated at 23 miles per gallon combined, and probably a little worse with the giant, albeit very effective, roof rack riding on top. The transmission, a known weak point in these vehicles, was actually fine, aside from the weird sudden downshifting on hills. As an aside, I really wish Ford would have offered this as a diesel with a manual transmission here in the States like they did in the European market. But I digress. With my overall confidence in the vehicle waning for the last year and a half, I didn't really care to find out for how long the transmission would continue to be fine. Finally, the vehicle had been paid off for well over a year, and I was just at the tail end of really good trade values, meaning it could net me quite a good down payment on a newer vehicle. I have a well-documented history of dumping money into cars that are not worth it, and through my antics lowering the resale value of my vehicles generally, something I've even defended right here on this very channel. But with $5 a gallon gasoline, a good trade market, no money owed on the vehicle, and the maintenance bills without a clear end in sight, it was time to make a very difficult decision. And welcome back to Janky AF. Well, if there is any doubt in your mind that I am not the jankiest automotive YouTuber, I don't know how else to rest my case. We have here the Transit, which I am of course trading in. It's just a pile of mess, everything strewn everywhere. Nothing is organized. I'm a mad person. I pick one thing up, I put it down. I got paintbrushes that need washing. I got an entire house that needs to get thrown into a dumpster. I got my shelving. I got so adamant about not giving away these shelves with this vehicle because I'm trying to take pieces of it with me because I'm so attached to the vehicle, and I said I'm gonna rip these shelves out. So of course all I had was a breaker bar and these giant sockets, always unprepared, always doing it janky, but where there's a will there's a way. Borrowed the great stand socket set, got this one out, no problem, easy. This other one, which is the one I really wanted, of course, will not come out, and because I have not the proper tools, and it's got to go tomorrow. I got to get it out. Here we have, and I'm going to rip it out. There's this one bolt. All the other ones come out, but then this one that has this weird, almost like hex bit that, of course, I don't have the bit for, and I figure out that all the way as I knock more stuff over under here, if you can see this, I don't know if you can, but there's a bolt right there that has some WD-40 on it. Let's see if I can get it for you. Excuse the jankiness, right up in there. So that bolt, it's like an anti-theft device, so that spare tire's gone, obviously. That went a long time ago when I got a flat tire at the Albany Rensselaer train station. It holds this thing in, but I said, no, not so fast. So I have taken to, after, you know, ripping this, just trying to rip it out, that broke, but that's fine. Taken to bashing this metal here with a screwdriver with a cast iron pot, which I have now smashed a hole in. You can see this is the life of a janky. But I always tell people, and they ask me what janky is. Janky is sort of like the bare minimum of getting it done. But in so far as the bare minimum, there is a binary in which you are getting it done. So, like a janky car may have all sorts of problems, but it's always better in a 0-to-1 ratio than a car that is not running. This is the essence of janky. So, after bashing this metal with a pot, I think I have broken enough through there that we're going to be able to rip this sucker out, which now I will now attempt to do. So stay tuned, Janky do Thanky. Wait till this diesel truck goes by. Wave to the neighbor there. Of course, the one thing I did bring was a tripod, so that'll make things easier. I guess I'm a videographer before anything else. Easy. It's so simple and so easy when you commit to the janky methodology and just simply do not quit or give up until you succeed. Janky do Thanky. Well, I have to say it was nice to spend a few hours with the Transit at the very end, taking all the things out. It was very, very sad. I keep saying it was a head over the heart decision, and if I had my druthers, I never would have sold any car I've ever owned, and they all would have sat in a museum, something akin to what Jay Leno has in his garage. Sadly, that is not the case. And, well, it's time to say goodbye to the Transit. It's been a great run. It's been an absolutely fantastic vehicle for me. I've loved every minute of it, maintenance and all. And what more can I say but, you know, Janky do Thanky. But first, it's time for one last ride. I know it's all over, I know it's lost, but why can't I see you in the daytime? I am a poor man, but you're too rich without me. I just want to know, why can't I see you in the daytime?
One small step for man, one Diamond lead for mankind.